the Round Rock Sports Complex in Texas as two informed teams collide to kick off Week 8. It's the Austin Elite taking on the Seattle Seawolves in Major League Rugby. Good evening, welcome to Austin, Texas. Dan Power with you alongside Kit McConaughey. And Kit, two of the most informed teams in Major League Rugby at the moment. Is tonight a potential semi-final preview?
We'll see. These two teams, 1-3 in the standings. They may see each other again in the playoffs. Austin, if they get a victory tonight, they will be in the playoffs. Seattle has already booked their spot.
Well, if they're going to get it done on the road, Seattle, they need to be physical. And by that, I mean they've got to meet Austin at the coalface. That is Austin's strength, their physicality, in particular that forward pack, and take the points whenever it's on offer. Coming from the Pacific Northwest this time of year, gorgeous up there. Not so much in Austin, Texas. It's going to take its toll on the players. They need to take points when they're offer. And now, for the Austin Elite, their keys to victory.
For Austin, it's about playing fast and playing confident. They are unbeaten here at home. Use the elements to their advantage. It is hot and windy. They were able to get a victory in similar conditions last week. Can they again tonight?
Well, the player to get it done for the Seawolves tonight, well, Phil Mack has been the man all year in the number 9 jersey. He's away on international duties for Canada. Peter Tiberio, he'll slot in. Hasn't played a lot of 9, more of a winger and fullback. A lot will fall on his young shoulders here tonight of running the Seattle side around that's on a 4-game win streak. Now for Austin, they lose their star in Hunka Kumasage. Who's going to get it done for them tonight? For
Austin, it's about the fly half Timothy Guillemette. He was fantastic last week, totaling 16 points on 4 penalties and 2 conversions. He can get it done with the boot. He's going to have to get it out wide and get it to the speedsters and let them show it off when they get into space.
Well, we caught up with their captain and inside centre, Andrew Suniula. Joined now by Austin Elite captain and inside centre, Andrew Suniula. And Andrew, undefeated at home this season, how much emphasis have you and the team placed on maintaining that record here tonight?
We've put a lot of emphasis on just winning our home games this year anyway, regardless of the results. But fair play to the boys. We've come away with 1 or 2 results that put us in momentum and have put ourselves in a position to control our destiny at home. So it's been a good run at home so far, so we're looking forward to tonight.
Now, Hunka Kumasage, one of the star players for you this year, has been called up to the Eagles. You'll be without him. Ross Deacon, what's the message been for him this week, stepping into that number 7 jersey?
Yeah, no, I think Ross is going to bring his own game. You know, he brings a different dynamic to Hunku. I know Hunku's been scoring a lot of tries, but Ross is he's a work rate animal for us around the park. He does a lot of the nitty-gritty, and he carries pretty well too. So he's going to add value in his own right tonight. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Well, thank you. Good luck tonight. Should be a great test against the Seawolves. There we go, Andrew Suniula, inside centre, captain of the Elite. They're ready to kick off again. We're going to miss the lineouts. Lineups, not lineouts. Getting ahead of myself. Should bring them out now. By the time we be
here it's fine, but for some reason under it's so. No, it's hard. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Umble. Vote for today's man of the match by Umble. The Staging Guide, official staging guys of Austin Elite Rugby, and X-Blades, official technical kit supplier for Major League Rugby. And welcome back to the Round Rock Sports Complex on the outskirts of Austin, Texas, as we take a look at tonight's lineups. Firstly, the visiting side, the Seattle Seawolves, and 5 new faces join the starting side from last week, with the big changes obviously coming at open side flanker after the late call-up from young firebrand forward Vili Tolitau. Add that to the Canadian trio of Mac Barkwell and the late call-up for Brock Stoller as well, and the Seawolves will certainly have their depth tested tonight. Kit, moving our focus across to the home side, the Austin Elite.
For Austin, a very similar line out to the side that beat Utah last week here at home. The big change, well, that is going to be at number 7, Ross Deacon stepping in for Hanko Hermashais. Hermashais off with the USA Eagles. We'll see how Deacon is able to step in. We are ready to get things underway here in Round Rock.
Awaiting the whistle of head referee Scott Green. He will be in charge tonight for this Week 8 clash. It's the Austin Elite kicking off in the black and blue, and Seattle receiving in the sea green and blue. Timothy Gearman gets us started. Will Holder unable to secure the kickoff. It will be the Elite and that man you talked about, Ross Deacon, who gets first touch for Austin.
Suniula mentioned him. He said he just has to play his game. They don't want him to try to emulate Hanko. Just be Ross Deacon.
That's a dream start for the home side there. That kick through, well played from Gearman. The chase also as beautiful as the kick. And the Seawolves find themselves under pressure, line out against them inside their own 22.
Had the opportunity to speak with Roland Suniula earlier, out injured, and he said, we have to start quickly tonight. That is the key for this Austin team, to get ahead and force Seattle to play from behind.
Well, this could be big for Seattle. Will Holder very slow to his feet. He went into the air to take that kickoff, gingerly making his way back into the line. He's a player that's really found his feet as we take a look here.
Yeah, we're good, boys.
Runs into his own player there in Crumry.
Yeah, that's your mark, this is.
That would be a big loss to lose their fly half this early in the game.
But indeed, they need the fly half holder. We'll keep an eye on him, see if that affects his play as this match progresses.
Mitchell strong, as usual, for the Elite.
Austin may have an advantage in the lineout. Colmsat and Mitchell have been fantastic in those situations.
Tackle release now.
Holder back for Walsh.
Now.
Mitchell. Tough situation, does well to go forward there, Mitchell. They come wide now. Suniula back inside. Picks up his winger, Aizen Donahoe. Now wide, Gearman. Miss pass wide now to Taylor. Another player who's really found his stride here lately for the Austin Elite is Sonny Taylor. Walsh under pressure from Rusalika.
Yep. Right here, boys.
Fijian International is going to be big in this match for the visitors.
Ryan works it off the back with his forwards.
Play on.
Now with Deacon. And referee Scott Green.
Forward in contact.
Picks up a little knock on there from the Elite. Opportunity for early points for them goes begging. It'll be a scrum for the Seawolves. Still pressure here though, kick 10 metres out from their line.
There is indeed, and Austin needs to apply pressure, see if they can win it back. Find the opener.
Aiden, please, Aiden.
Big test up front for Shade as he takes on the experienced scrummager and Tim Metcher.
Find. 6. Ready, and now.
Tiberio. His first service is number 9, Holder. That's communication in midfield there with the winger.
Early miscues from the visitors. Can Austin take advantage? This is not characteristic of the Seawolves.
Well, the pattern gets upset with the absence of Phil Mack, but also Brock Stoller on the wing. He was a late call-up into the Canadian outfit. And that's usually that inside ball that Stoller has run successfully all year for the Seawolves.
2 huge losses.
Let's go, boys. Sit up.
Combe still as electric as he is. His footwork outstanding. Timing is a while to adjust.
Sit.
Walsh. Another opportunity at the scrum here. It's Vandenberg off the back. Loops the pass out wide, well handled from Gearman on the bootlaces. As he picks it up, they'll be out without their fly half on this first phase. Suniula goes wide, great pass, Brayton Buck. Gets the arms free, Taylor, one-on-one. Burkholm's good in defence, drives him over the sideline. An equally good defence, the Seawall, it stands true. We'll come back for the penalty though.
8, high tackle.
As Brown and Paulson just have a little conversation there, a little bit of introduction between the two players. Look at this defence. Burkholm's, what a tackle.
What a tackle indeed. There's a reason they call it the Seawall. They have stood strong all year long. When teams get down close to that try-zone, Seattle, their defense is at its best.
Well, you talk about at its best. Not too many in the league better than this man's right boot.
So good, that's his nickname in French. Native of Bernay, France, Timothy Guillemot. He's been fantastic. He's been better as this year has progressed.
Not even the commentator's curse can stop the Guillemot Express. 3 points on the board for the Elite. An early lead for Austin after 5 minutes.
That is huge momentum-wise for Austin. I said they had to play fast. They had to play with confidence. This will certainly boost their confidence.
My side.
Like you mentioned, Kit, such a big carrot dangling in front of the Elite. Locking up a top 4 spot. I believe mathematically there's still a possibility, but it's so obscure for it to happen. I spoke to Alan Yarde, the coach, before, and he's like, it's as close as a guarantee as you can probably have if they can get 5 points here tonight.
For all intents and purposes, it is win and you are into the playoffs for Austin. Seattle, they've already secured their playoff spot.
Great.
Stay out now.
The Elite
Thank you.
started the season a little rocky, but really found their stride in the last month.
They've been fantastic in the last month, unbeaten here at home. Started the season with 3 losses. They have come back to win. They are peaking at the right time. Sometimes that's what it's all about.
Now an opportunity perhaps for the Seawolves to equalize here. And Will Holder, he'll assume the kicking duties with the absence of Brock Stoller. His first shot at goal for the night to tie things up at 3 points apiece here.
Yeah.
The wind at the back of the Seawolves here in the first half. It has died down. It was
At that last game you went,
gusting earlier.
we talked about it before the game. You must stay straight. Both ways. No. Stay straight, please.
Temperature certainly a factor, just shy of 90 degrees.
No good off the boot of Holder. Score remains 3 points to 0. Austin with a slender lead here early on, still inside the first 10 minutes.
Big break for Austin. Holder unable to
All
equalize.
your boys behind you, please.
Austin still on top, and you're already seeing the loss of Stoller. What a difference that makes for the Seawolves.
12. 12.
Yemen Drives this ball low and deep. Down to the fly half in holder, a little chip over the top. Looks like he ran into his own player there trying to get through traffic. Oh, it's a terrible bounce for Vandenberg. Walsh forced back under pressure. Marcus Walsh does well.
Stay there, boys.
Keeps the Seawolves at bay. Now Suniula. Yeoman looks to exit out of his 22. Finds a line. Safe play there from Austin just to get out of danger.
Good heads-up play, relieving the pressure. Saw Walsh. He's been outstanding as the scrum half. The Irishman headed back to Rugby New York next year when they join MLR. And Austin is very happy to have his services this year.
Blue, open up and you come green.
There is Dan Treewheeler.
Line.
Stepping in for Ray Barkwell this weekend.
Keep your voices down, please. Stay in line. Here we go.
Having flashbacks to primary school there. Scott Green, the enforcer, comes in, tells them to keep their voice down.
Seattle native, ready to put it back in.
Safe take from the Seawolves. Tiberio finds Burke Coombs. He looks for a little crease in the defence. Treewheeler back down the blind side now. The Seawolves. Turner. Fullback steps in. Quick tip on. Good ball there from Shermer. Tiberio at the back. Holder. Pass again, just not sinking in the midfield here, Seattle. And you're seeing these roster changes starting to have an effect here early on in the fluidity that they've been playing with in the last few weeks. Like I said, Kit, 4-game win streak for the Seawolves, just not clicking early on though.
What a difference it is not having your assistant coach, your scrum half, Phil Mack. What a huge difference it makes. And we're seeing that early for Seattle, just not clicking offensively.
Crouch.
Pretty even contest at scrum. Early on here, both these sides. Lead at the back.
Use it.
For Vandenberg. Now Walsh. He's a triple threat. Marcus Walsh. He can run, he can pass, and I've heard he's a pretty decent singer as well. Now Mitchell, oh, another great run from Mitchell. He finds his lock partner there in Compta. Now they're inside the 40 here, the elite. And the penalty to boot, well within Guillermin's range here against Gordon. Another 3 points on the table here if the elite choose to take it.
Great work from the vice captain, the big lock, Ben Mitchell, the Irishman. He can do it all, great in the lineouts as you would expect, but he is fantastic with the ball in hand. Take another look, a good run here. Comtat there.
See that, or are you just saying what you think?
In assistance.
Okay. Hey.
Come all the way back. One of the awesome players still down at the scene of the scrum.
Okay, I didn't see it. If I saw it, I would have addressed it.
So Breitenbach perhaps on his back. Something at that scrum must have gone down.
It is indeed the big South African flanker, Kyle Breitenbach. Take another look.
Let's have a look at this.
Time is on.
Breitenbach is on the opposite side of the camera there, you can see. Vandenberg at the back picks up.
Points. Yeah.
Okay, there's a little scuffle on the ground back there. I think he said he got punched.
Okay, I'll give him an update. Yeah, sure.
He's back to his feet.
That's right.
He's tough as teak, big Breitenbach.
He is indeed. Alongside his his fellow countryman, I should say, Pedri Vandenberg. Vandenberg showing sights of his old self last week, making the first 15 in week 7 for MLR. The old Springbok.
So yeah, these big South Africans, Vandenberg, Breitenbach, built like railway sleepers. They're just all solid. It's just not fun to tackle them. And I'm sure the Seawolves will be feeling a lot of that tonight as Guillemot's kick. Form continues for the French fly half. Another 3 points. 6 points to 0 here. The Elite, they're in control early on.
Guillemot splits the uprights. Another member of first 15 from last week. He has been better and better as the season has progressed. Last week, 16 points, 4 penalties, 2 conversions. 22-year-old from Bernay, France. One of the best with the boot around.
Deacon. Kind of looks a little bit like Hunko, so making it a little easier on the fans tonight. There's Vandenberg now. He goes forward. He told me before the game, Pedre, this is officially my last ever home game in rugby. And I said, just like the last time you told me it was your last game in rugby. And he goes, no, this is really it. There's now Guillemot goes through. He can kick goals. Let's see if he can score some tries too, the Frenchman. It takes a right-hand turn, the bounce over the sideline. Worrying signs here as 2 line breaks in the last 2 possessions for the Elite against this famed Seawolf.
It's important to address the pitch here in Round Rock. It is very hard. It has been sun-baked for weeks now, and you see it here, the little kick over the top from Guillemot. Poor tackling from the Seawolves. That one just taking a poor bounce for Guillemot.
You can't come into the line and dummy jump. Next time will be a free kick. Okay.
Little fake out in the jump there. You hear referee Scott Green explaining that he doesn't want any of that. Keep it clean. Well taken though, Crum right at the top. Now they bring it down and go forward through Shermer. Captains the team tonight in the 8 jersey.
Use the ball. Okay, we're inside.
Holder, charge down, pressure. Deacon on the chase. Can he get the bounce? Turner swoops from the clouds to save the day. And now the English fullback, he jinks his way upfield. Oh, he runs into a Vandenberg special. Talk about a railway sleeper. That's what he is right there. The big South African just laying the wood himself.
What a tackle from Vandenberg. Turner, the huge get he had to. Deacon was bearing down, looking for the first try of the match.
And just a touch over Sellis there from the Elite. Diving straight over. And you for the Seattle Seawolves, take your time here, have a breathe, just get back to the basics.
That's a great point, Dan, especially for this pack. The boys up front, they need as much time as they can. Bring the heart rates down. It is hot and humid here in Central Texas. That being said, they've been to New Orleans, they've been to Houston, they have won both of those matches.
Well, this is the most pleasant of the 3.
It is. That's saying something.
Hold there, 12 years.
It'll be Treewheeler with the throw-in. Seawolves on their own 40. That one, that'll be stolen. They'll need to figure out the set pieces. Deacon takes his ball on the halfway line. Walsh wanting to play quickly. Finds Mitchell. It's become a favourite target of his.
Entry.
And side entry there against the Seawolves.
I mentioned the advantage that Austin may have in the lineouts. We're seeing it early in this one. Comtat and Mitchell so good in those set-piece situations.
Well, it's a lot of tall timber there. Mitchell stands at 6'7". Comtar, he's got to be about the same. 6'6", 6'7". That is 2 very big bodies to try to throw past if you're the Seawolves.
They're agile. They move very well, ball in hand.
Yeah, I was happy with the last one. Let's go.
Just outside the 22 now. The Elite will have this throw through Brown. On target to Mitchell. Walsh finds Guillemot. Suniula short back inside.
Off you go.
There's Faison Donahoe inside the 22 now. Vandenberg, another touch for the veteran. Walsh to his left. Finds Shade. Physical run there from Shade as he goes up to the 10-metre line. Now to the left, Gearman. Flat pass, wide, Taylor. Turner.
Tackle,
Great
release.
tackle from Matt Turner. Saved a try moments ago, the fullback. Now Mitchell. He looks to go through the old-fashioned way, right down the middle.
Wait here, back.
As
Use the
Walsh
ball.
slows things down at the back. Sends Paddy Ryan
And release now.
to a run for the right.
Yep. Last feet, one.
Walsh. Vandenberg, wouldn't he love a try in his last home game? He's tackled just 5 out from the line now. Walsh to his right. Picks up Brayton Bark. Still the elite here.
Step, boys.
Playing very Oh, how about that for a play? Is that Deacon? It looks like it might be Deacon. He's caught everybody napping, and that's the way you show everyone what you can do when you get a chance to start. Hermes is out of town, but Deacon makes sure there's no love lost.
What a play by the Irishman. Deacon in place of Hermes, and fantastic. The dummy, everyone thought it was going to be Walsh. Instead, his countryman able to put it down between the posts, and Austin is added to their lead. The first try of the match, a dream start indeed for the elite.
No, I'm hearing you okay at the moment, yeah. Thank you. Good.
Ross Deacon, big shoes to fill. So far, he's doing a very impressive job.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's been busy too.
Greg.
And Andrew Suniula touched on that. He's not Hunko. He's Ross Deacon. He's going to play his game. And this is usually where Marcus Walsh comes into his own. He's the sneaky one around the rucks there and gets through. Deacon's been watching some film on Walsh, or maybe they've just had a little conversation during the week.
Take half step back for me. Yeah, just sneaking
Beautiful stuff from number 7.
Thank you.
And this is a great start for Austin too. So critical. They didn't give Seattle a chance to get into the game and feel the rhythm here.
Needed to start quickly.
That's going backwards.
And they have.
Beautiful spiraling torpedo from Walsh off the right boot. Up to halfway.
Now the question is, how does Seattle respond? Just one loss on the season. Seawolves at top of the standings in Major League Rugby. They've already secured their playoff spot. But Glendale, who's sitting in second, has a game in hand.
Of course, Glendale playing against Houston tonight as well. As that throw stolen. That's 2 in a row at the line-out. Tree Wheeler will have to figure out his throws there. As Walsh under pressure, lost forward. Now the Seawolves look to mount an attack of their own. Duchel. They come to the middle. Tree Wheeler, that one may have snuck up just a touch there.
No advantage.
We'll come back for the initial knock-on against Walsh. It'll be a scrum for the Seawolves just outside the 22. And they would love to get some points here, down 13 points to 0 after 20 minutes.
One of the better opportunities thus far for the visitors.
And Kit, what the Seawolves have done really well throughout this season is use that blind winger on the set piece. They'll use a little bit of confusion with some misdirection midfield, a little bit of David Copperfield. Look at my left hand while I take your wallet with the right. That's a little bit of Australian coming out in me, the old convicts, can't help it. But they do a really good job with misdirection through the midfield with their 12 and 13. And you can see the blind winger, Burke Combs, just lining up there. They miss the winger and go wide. Turner has Crowder. Prime time. Can he get over the line? He's brought down just short as the Austin defense scrambles across field. Counter-ruck comes in from the elite. Now the Seawolves, they're going to be close. They're not close. They're over. It's the Fijian Rasalika. And they're back into the game here, the Seawolves.
Massive try from Willie Rasalika. Needed it there and able to come through. He anchors that midfield along with Shalom Suniula, but this time he would not be denied in a great response from Seattle.
A very timely response too from the Seawolves.
Break now, Grego.
There you see I do it. Crowder, he's a chance. He can move too on this wing, Crowder. And now you'll see Rusalika, very similar to Deacon's try there. Picks up the ball and finds his way over the line.
You want to pass the message on for the hydration break?
Elite thought they had him initially. Rusalika just continuing to move his legs.
No.
And the absence of Brock Stoller again shows as Holder pushes that ball to the left. It's 13 points to 5. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 60 seconds as the first half continues from Round Rock, Texas.
And we will have again, water break after that try, which is a great opportunity for you to jump in a nice beer, beverage, an evil wiener, perhaps. You're feeling a little evil or mischievous. Get a wiener, a hot bun. Put it in your mouth. You can also exit over to the Rugby Ball, the fan shop. There's 20% off everybody here today. Pick yourself up an American Rugby Ball, or look like one of us. And wear the black, the blue, the
And we are back as the Texas sun, it slips over the horizon. It's the Austin Elite in the lead, 13 points to 5. That last try from Seattle, though, really not much going their way early on, as we see a little bit of, I wouldn't say confusion, Kit, but just a little bit of a sinking issue, as a lot of new faces in that starting side. 5 changes, in fact, in the starting side this week for the Seawolves. They're just finding their way. They will definitely be appreciative of that 5-pointer.
Absolutely will, and you're seeing the absence of their scrum half Phil Mack early and often. The passage just not on target, a little bit behind, a little bit ahead, not getting the service they're used to, but give them credit, able to come back, and that is a massive try for Seattle.
It'll be Gearman to get us restarted. As the Elite chip that one short. Duchel, though, waiting in the wings, bumps off one. If you ever get a chance to get up close to Eric Duchel, don't be scared. He's probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Beast.
He is an absolute specimen. It looks like everyone says God rested on the 7th day. I think he snuck off to the lab and he built Eric Duchel.
He is something else. I had the opportunity to see him before this match. Like a comic book character.
He really is. You know, you walk into these sporting goods stores these days and the mannequins are just the Eric Duchel. They're just massive.
Yeah, make sure you stay straight.
I hope he gets a cut of that.
I hope so. He spent a lot of time in the Air Force.
Crouch!
You know, a lot of military influence in this Seawolves side. You've got Will Holder as well, graduated from West Point, was in the Army, did his time, did his tours, played sevens for the Army as well. Part of that successful team.
The Black Knights and Midshipmen, Army and Navy respectively, some great sides.
Hey, you must be bound in. Yeah, all the way in, please.
I'll show a little respect, Scott. It's Pedro Vandenberg. He packs in when Pedro wants to pack in.
Sit!
Good scrum from the Elite. Vandenberg patient at the back. They continue to go forward. And they earn the penalty as well as they blow up the Seawolves pack.
This is a bit of a surprise to me, to be quite honest. Right now, Austin dominating in the scrums. They're doing a fantastic job. The pack showing off their power for the Elite.
We talk about the absence of Phil Mack affecting the back line. Ray Barkwell's just a bigger loss at the set piece. Such an experienced scrummager. Not the biggest package going around, but he gets every ounce out of the package that he has. His line-out throws are pinpoint accurate. He's scrummaging. He knows every trick in the book, and you can see those 2 key positions right now, I think, are upsetting this Seawolves momentum.
Both Barkwell and Mack with the Canadian national team set to play Scotland tomorrow.
And I said in the keys for Seattle, take points when they're on offer. And Austin Elite, they're taking a page out of that book right now. Another opportunity for 3 here. Guillermin looks to stay perfect. No mistake from the fly half. Another 3 points. 16 points to 5. Austin, they have an 11-point lead. Still in the first half here at Round Rock.
Into the teeth of the wind, but no trouble for Timothy Guillemon. 3 big conversions. 9 big points for the Elite.
Now the Elite, they'll run it out of their own 22 here. Faison Donahoe, Vandenberg, another touch for Pedre. Walsh, oh that's, well, those are real coach killers right there. A penalty off the restart, just basically gifting Austin a chance to get out of their own end.
That's exactly right. Those will draw the ire of the coaching staff like nothing else. Mental mistakes that you do not see at this level.
Missed opportunity in the crowd there to catch that ball. Not like baseball, unfortunately, you have to give it back.
Those things aren't cheap.
No, they're not.
Get the line. Let's go. Jump now 5.
And now Brown. Well, at the start of the season, when Peter Malcolm blew out his ACL, you thought the worst for Austin.
Okay, yep.
But Michael Brown has really stepped up and filled those shoes tremendously throughout the season.
He's done a fantastic job in the absence of Malcolm.
It's outside. It's outside.
There is the curse. Almost on cue. I'm sorry, Michael Brown. I apologize.
Option, line, scrum.
I will not mention you again.
Scrum. Here's our mark. Come over here, please, too.
And I've really enjoyed this battle up front.
You're twisting and taking it to ground, so I need you to stay straight, stay square for me, please. I'm going to stay here and watch you. Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Again, Austin scrum. Let's see what he's got them for here.
Walking around. Blue walking the scrum around.
Yeah, you see, wheeling that scrum around intentionally, walking it around is the verbiage he's used.
Yeah, we're fine. We can continue.
They're very big on that initial push being forward, kid. You've got to go. It's all north-south. There can be no east-west.
I know that's been a point of emphasis. Safety, obviously, the key concern.
We've got 3 there. We'll take time off for the number 3.
It's Paddy Ryan gets some attention.
I go check on 3. Time's off, boys.
Yeah. True gentleman, Scott Green. Just going to go check on Paddy Ryan, see if he's okay.
And I must say it, the best hair in rugby.
Yeah. No, it's there's been some questions that it may actually be a rug, maybe a wig, because it just never loses its shape. But he's adamant that's his real hair, and he uses minimal product. He's just blessed, genetically blessed.
Absolutely perfect, no matter the conditions. Cryotherapy being applied here to the players.
We're gonna have to make
One of the USA U20 All-Americans. We saw the exhibition match earlier, the Academy side from Austin Elite taking on the All-Americans. They will take on Canada next week in Houston, well, the USA U20 side. So great to see the growth of rugby here. Obviously, you coming from the land down under, you're used to it. But here in the States, this is new to us, having academies.
And you know, it's been a good back and forth battle between the two under 20s with the USA and Canada. But even from my time with the USA Eagles, there's one thing rings true to all the grades. It's ABC. Always beat Canada.
First things first.
First things first. Of course, 2 years ago, just down the road, we saw Ben Seamer, the kick, as it's been dubbed now. Ben since elevated himself to the national level, also playing with the San Diego Legion. Looking at some of these young kids earlier, Kit, you were calling that game here. Looks like there might be some stars of the future as well.
There were some very impressive All-Americans on that side, especially the forwards. There was speed in the back, size in the forwards, some impressive young men hoping to one day be at the professional ranks, and a few maybe wear the USA Eagles jersey at some point.
As Seawolves for now comes on to replace Ryan. Looks like that ankle maybe a bigger injury than we initially thought. Suniula, oh, massive tackle, comes in from Taylor, shoots in from the wing. Suniula with the no-looker. If it goes to hand, they're a chance.
High tackle.
But we're coming back for a high tackle.
Okay. High tackle, keep him down, please.
You see they come wide here, Kit. Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, the shoulder kind of got him a little high.
Sonny Taylor just up around that shoulder region. Good call from our referee, Scott Green.
Oh, and what a pinpoint kick right on the 5-meter line. And just like that, the Seawolves go from a little pressure to applying it themselves here. 5 meters out from the Austin Elite line.
Beautiful kick there, perfectly placed. Now Seattle needs to take advantage. Trailing 16-5, just over 10 minutes remaining in this first half.
Treewheeler must be on point with this throw. Again, line-out woes continue for the Seawolves. That's the third in a row they've lost. Tavirio applies pressure. It works too. Great work there from the scrum half. As you see, Gearman drops the head as he just gets a little bit too much inside on that kick.
Really the only option Gearman had in that situation, but not finding itself out where he intended.
Well, anytime you see someone come through like that as a kicker, you feel it first, the pressure comes, then you see it, and he's tried to change his kicking line. Very, very difficult to do.
Yeah, I need someone here, come up please.
Again, lost at the line out. Well, the Seawolves will have plenty to discuss at the halftime break when it comes to the set piece.
Another symptom of the loss of their hooker, Ray Barkwell.
Advantage over.
Great clearing kick there from Walsh, just short of the halfway line.
Always inside, yes. Good there.
And if you're the Austin Elite kid, this is almost a pickup because you've done so well the line out. Seattle, this is a daunting task. And now mentally for Treewheeler, there's a lot to overcome here. It's in his head that he's not throwing well. Line out's not functioning. And again, Mitchell, they steal another line out. Well, the story early in the year was the penalty tries. They got 3, Seattle. The story tonight could be the line out.
You're exactly right, Dan. Austin winning almost every line out, and it is certainly in the head of Treewheeler. Every time he goes to throw, the Seattle native, all he's seen is blue jerseys.
And Austin, they may make some adjustments to their own attacking scheme here, knowing they've got the dominance line. They could kick extensively in the second half with this strong breeze at their back. Gearman could have a field day.
It would be wise of them to do so. You have Gearman who can put the ball pretty much anywhere he wants.
Yeah, boys, thank you.
We'll see if they elect to exploit that in the second half. Gearman on cue.
On the far side.
Doesn't find the line, finds Turner instead. Dangerous on the counter is Turner. Not that time as Deacon. He introduces him to the round rock turf. Seawolves have some numbers to the right. Tobirio goes quickly. Holder drops it onto the boot, looking for the corner.
Hold the mark.
Patek wisely lets this one roll over the back of the dead ball line. His uncle Des, watching in South Africa, will be very, very proud of his young nephew. What a season he has had.
Scrum up.
Zinzan Ilan Patek since he has come back from injury.
Hartswater, South Africa native. He has been absolutely outstanding. Last week, making the first 15 in Major League Rugby. You mentioned coming back from injury. He's been brilliant. Yes. What a job last week with a pair of tries in the win over Utah.
Thank you. You good here?
Well, he's not just scoring tries. They're sensational tries.
Out the back.
They are highlight reel tries. He had 2 of them last week. They were just stunning.
As the kids like to say today, Kit, he's just lit.
I'll take your word for it.
We went pop culture last. I'm trying to be trendy.
Captain.
It's not working. I'm just going to stick to traditional stuff here, I think.
If number 8 continues to talk to me, I'm just going to penalise him, okay? Sort him out, please. Yeah, that for this guy, number 8. Here we go. Let's make a mark, boys.
No sediment from Scott Green. It's his last home
we
game,
go.
Scott. Just let him have a talk. He's got to get it out of his system.
20 caps for the Springbucks, over 100 for the Blue Bulls, but Scott Green not having it from Pedri Vandenberg.
Crouch!
Again, you talk about the good guys of rugby.
Bind.
Duchel, Vandenberg also.
The nicest people you will ever meet.
As long as he's not in between those white lines, definitely. He is an animal out in that field. Scrum wheels. This time Seattle. They get the penalty at the set piece.
We're good here. No, beaten fairly on both sides. Yeah. No, the set's fine, mate. Yeah, the angles are good there. Yeah.
That's good captaincy from Suniula there. You can feel a little bit of momentum. Seawolves excited. Runs up, slows this penalty down. They're going to win the line out here. It's almost a given.
Yes.
That's one thing we haven't mentioned. This is a family reunion of sorts tonight for the Suniulas. Unfortunately, Roland unable to play, still out with concussion protocol. I spoke with him. They all three had breakfast together, and he said Andrew wanted to see what Shalom was going to order first so he could order something lighter.
Well, it's long been known that Shalom's the favourite in the family, so the Suniula family tuning in. Spread out there in New Zealand and Australia as well. I'm sure it's got to be tough watching, you know, sons and nephews and cousins playing against each other when you want both to do well.
Advantage for the high tackle.
So Seawolves now through Shermer. No advantage for the high shot. They'll come back.
No, nothing there.
And well and truly up the mark as Brayton Bark just lets Peter Tiberio know that he was just a touch off the mark. Now an interesting decision here, Kit. 3 points on offer. It's an 11-point ball game. Such a strong win that Seattle are playing with in the first half. I think they need to go for the try here.
I agree with you 100%. Just about 3.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Take the points. And they will indeed go to post.
Yeah, 5. Let's just keep them down, mate. Yep. Back you go, boys.
The guilty party, Victor Compta. As Brayton Bark again getting some attention.
Here, mate. Just come back to me, yeah. Thank you, appreciate that. Awesome.
And Holder, well, if Drewill has had trouble at the line out, Holder has had trouble off the tee. He's 0-2.
With the crew.
This one pretty much straight on, has the wind at his back.
Okay.
And mentally, Seattle needs these 3 points.
And the flags are up. Holder. He dusts off the little bit of doubt that may have been creeping in off the tee. He is perfect with that one. 16 points to 8. As we take a look down at the staging guys' couches. No better way to watch some rugby than on the couch. You don't even have to stay at home anymore. You can come out here to Round Rock, keep the couch, and watch the rugby as well.
We need to figure out how to get one of those over here to our booth.
Your side, my side.
Well, one of the massaging ones, you know, with the lower back, that would be nice.
Of course, only the best.
I'm sure the staging guys will take care of us. So it's the last home game. Next year, we'll get it next year. Gearman on the restart. As you can hear the wind starting to pick up a little bit more here in favour of the Seawolves. It'll be in the favour of Austin Elite in the second half as Tiberio comes out the back to Holder. Suniula, Turner, juggles. Now they come wide, Crowder. Crowder has speed. Bumps off Taylor, doesn't get away from Suniula, but that's a strong run from Crowder.
Advantage.
And turned over.
For the knock.
There's Compta. He takes it up to the 40-metre line. Paddock. Good hit from Metcher there on the fullback. Now Mitchell. Mitchell. Offload. Goes to ground. No advantage. We'll come back for the initial knock on. There'll be a scrum here for the elite as we enter the closing stages here of the first half.
It's been a very impressive first half for Austin. They've done what they set out to do. They've taken the lead. They've been able to hold Seattle. Seattle, just the one try and 1 of 3 in penalties.
At the last scrum, my AR saying that your elbow's down, you're pulling the scrum down. So get your elbow up, keep the scrum up, yes? I'm going to stay here on this side and watch you guys.
There you hear the elbow position is key here for referee Green as he's looking. Elbow pointed to the ground.
Make sure we have our
There's a
gap here,
motion
please,
to pull the
boys. Come
scrum
out to
down.
your side.
They want to see that
Come out
elbow
to your
pointing
side. Thank
to
you.
the sidelines for a stable, balanced scrum.
Crouch!
That is a lot of pressure and a lot of force
Sit!
going in each direction. And the Seawolves now with a good push. There's Shermer. Dummy Shermer. He slices right through Shermer. Has he got the speed to get to the corner? Puttick comes across. It's a try saver from the fullback. He brings down Shermer. Now Tiberio elects to go down the blind side. The elite have reconfigured their defensive structure quickly though. Now wide, Holder, crossfield kick. And just no chase at all. Basically kicking away possession there, the fly half. Perhaps things moving just a touch too quickly for him.
I don't really understand that. That was a huge opportunity for Seattle. It looked like they had the opportunity to recycle it quickly, get it out wide, not taking advantage.
There's the elite, they'll go quickly. That one snuck up, and now a penalty will allow them out of their own half.
Here. You're not close. Keep them down 6.
Against
High
Shell.
tackle 6.
And well, it looked a moment ago that the Seawolves would go into the sheds with momentum. A try-scoring opportunity evaporates.
If you tap bingo, it's half time.
There's Gearman. He beckons the halftime break and he will get it. Taps that one over the sideline. It goes 40 minutes in the books, 16 points to 8. Austin, they are in the lead here after 40. It has been an enthralling battle back and forward, but Austin making the most of their opportunities.
Number 6.
When we return, we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first half as we continue to build things up here. Week 8 of Major League Rugby. It's Austin and the Seattle Seawolves.
A lot of TV cameras around, buddy. Yep.
Rugby is that sport. This summer, we'll have some rugby camps here at the Round Rock Multi-Sport Complex on July 30th and August 2nd. Mark it on your calendars. Learn how to play rugby, and one day they can start playing. Big try by Kent Rugby here. Of all different kinds of leagues for youth rugby. Touch, flag, tackle, teaching them to block the waves, to tackle safely, so no injury can be had. Don't forget, everyone here will receive a 20% discount on the merchandise area at the rugby ball over on the concourse. Don't pick yourself up. The same ball is pick yourself an American rugby ball. You could sit next season at the home game on those couches.
Welcome back to Round Rock and the open skies of the beautiful state of Texas. It's halftime here, 16 points to 8, the home side. Austin Elite in the lead over Seattle. When we return from the break, we'll take a look at all the action from the first half, so don't go away. And welcome back to the Round Rock Sports Complex. Half-time here, 16 points to 8. The home side in the lead. And Kit, it was a dominant first half early on for the Elite. That man, Timothy Geeman, he was the one who was the driving force. A bunch of penalties in this first half. There's two of them. And then Deacon, what a try from number 7.
What a try indeed from Ross Deacon, getting the started flanker in place of Hanko Hermashais, who's with the USA Eagles, and Deacon sneaks in for the first try of the game.
More points were coming, this time for the Seawolves. A long run from Crowder and Russellika He was a beneficiary there of that lead-up work from his outside backs.
Vasilika, the Fijian international, would not be denied an important try for the Seawolves. And then Will Holder, he missed the first two, but was able to split the uprights on this one to make it 16-8 in favor of Austin at the break.
Well, it's an 8-point ball game, folks. When we return, the second 40 minutes. Can the elite book their ticket to the playoffs, or do the Seawolves continue their unbeaten streak? We'll find out after this.
Signing up your child for youth rugby, different leagues, different ages. Great way to teach your kids some good fundamentals, some good life skills. In just about 1 or so minutes, we will be having the second half kickoff.
And welcome back, Austin, Texas. The second half about to get underway here. Austin with an 8-point lead over the Seawolves. It'll be the Seawolves on the right of your screen, kicking off with their fly half, Will Holder, as we take a look at the standings and how important it is. Austin wrap one up here tonight with a bonus point and lock in that semi-final spot.
That's exactly right. Seattle's already secured their playoff spot. Austin a win tonight, a bonus point, and they are in. This may be a semi-final matchup that we see coming up in the playoffs.
Depending how things play out over the next 2 weeks, you are absolutely right, Kit. The first objective, get to the semi-finals, worry about the seedings after that. Anything can happen on any given Saturday. Stealing a little Al Pacino there. As we are underway here in the second half in Austin, Texas. 40 minutes left to play. Mitchell, he fields that outside, he's 22. Strong tackle comes in from Deschel to shut him down.
Pass back.
Gearman, he'll use this breeze to his favor in the second half.
Dan, it's important to note that the wind has kicked up, gusts of almost 20 miles an hour here at the back of the elite as we start the second half.
And that's not the start Seattle were looking for, as Holder's chip over the top is taken by Andrew Suniula. And now
Catch a
under
ruck,
pressure
boys.
in their own 22. Ball spills out the back for the Seawolves. Tiberio. A lot was asked of the young former Arizona Wildcat. And he has played quite well
I put blue on the line.
under duress tonight.
He has indeed. I spoke with Mason Peterson for the Austin Elite. Actually played with him when he was at the University of Arizona. He said, I don't know that Tiberio's ever played as a scrum half before, but apparently he has. It was not Mason Peterson, unbeknownst to him, but he's doing a very good job in that role tonight.
Yeah, you were right. He hasn't done a lot. I spoke to him before the game. I said, Tibbs, how many times have you played scrum half? And he said, two, I think. And I'm like, well, third time's a charm, huh? And he's doing well. Speaking of doing well, big Pedre Vandenberg. He goes forward into the 40. Looking to close out his career with a home win here for the Elite. Walsh comes down the blind side. Now they've got some numbers to the right. Vandenberg, he'll look for quick ball here. Gets his nose through. And now Walsh to his right. Gearman kicks through. Oh, charged down. And that man Tiberio involved. Luckily he was, because Sonny Taylor was unmarked out on that right-hand side. Tiberio still going. Bounce to the ball. Favourable. And now the Seawolves, just like that on attack. Inside the 22 of the Elite. Treewheeler, ball to back, needs to play. Holder comes wide, one bounce, Suniula. Comes out to Burke Coombs, goes wide, Turner. One-on-one, Turner. Can't get away from Faison Donahoe. And just like that now, the Elite under pressure, little juggle. And Gordon spills that one forward.
Yeah, you touched it, went forward. In the tackle, yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting call there from Scott Green. We'll see if we can pick it up on the replay. Says Andrew Suniula for the Elite. Too many Suniulas out there on opposite sides. Gets confusing. Has touched the ball, propelled it forward into a Seattle player, and then Gordon's knocked on. So now it'll be a scrum. Ball still with the Seawolves. And
a huge break for Seattle, still retaining possession. It appeared that it was going to be Austin.
Number one, great. You've been... Is that correct?
Seattle with it, and this is a huge break. If they can strike first and get on the front foot early here in the second half.
Okay, here's the mark for you, gentlemen. To the left, please.
There you see Big John Hayden checks into the game. Gordon to the bench. Early change, just 3 minutes into the half. This was the play beforehand. The ball comes back to the middle here. Let's see if we can spot. Watch Suniula, two to the right. Well, geez. I would go the other way. It looks like Gordon had no control of that ball and lost it into Suniula.
Very difficult to tell.
Nonetheless, it's play on now as the Seawolves march forward at the back of this scrum. And now they pick up the back with Shermer. Tiberio. No advantage at the scrum. Will come back for the penalty.
Don't worry about it.
And another decision here. 8-point ball game, plenty of time on the clock.
Competition.
Into this wind, you would think 3 points is a must.
Absolutely. You have to take the points. Just an 8-point difference. Seattle trailing early in the second half and a chance to cut into the lead. But they're going to take the scrum.
Good.
Just when I feel like I have it figured out, Kit.
Slip up when you front roller.
That being said, it is a very stiff breeze in the face of Seattle, and Holder has missed 2 of the 3 penalties he's attempted.
It's honor our space and honor our gaps. Crouch! Fine! Set!
There's a put in by Tiberio.
To the back.
It'll play to the right. Holder, cross field. Goes the loop, they go short to Russellika. Well defended by Austin though. Now Tiberio, options left and right.
Don't play the 9, thank you.
Finds the fresh legs in Hayden. Hayden, he's able to bust through the tackle. They have forward going ball here. Will they play quick? Tiberio, a little messy.
Marcus here.
And he goes quickly with the tap. Finds Shermer. Shermer, jinking run. Back into the traffic. Turner backpedaling, flat pass wide, must score. Oh, they will score. It's Burke Coombs in the corner, and the Seawolves, they're right back in the mix here.
What an impressive try from Seattle. Tiberio got it out quickly. Burke Coombs, the former Michigan Wolverine, able to dot it down. A massive try for the Seawolves. Beautifully done.
A great read there from Turner.
Yes.
You know, he's got the 15 on his back, kid, but he really is one of those guys. He's a fullback that isn't afraid to step into first receiver when he sees an opportunity.
Yeah, it was
a true player who, he's an off-the-cuff player. He doesn't really run that structured offense that you see. That's more Will Holder's style, and this is why they complement each other so well, kid. You've got the structure of Holder, he'll run the phases. When Turner sees something that he likes, right there he sees a mismatch, a 3-on-2, he gets the ball and he goes. Really work well together, those two.
England sevens man doing a great job there. Beautiful pass. Burke Coombs able to do the rest.
Thank you, yeah.
Unable to bend that one back through the post. Unsuccessful, 16-13, 3-point ball game, just like that. 6.5 gone here in the second stanza.
Austin got off to a 13-0 lead. Seattle battling back the opening try of the second half.
And now, Gearman looks down to that far right-hand touchline. And the Seawolves, they'll run it out. Again, this breeze has picked up in favour of Austin. It'll be very difficult to clear this ball with any good yardage for the Seawolves here in the second half. Tiberio to his left, Holder. Numbers again. Suniula comes wide. Turner hands it off. Russellika turns it back inside to the try scorer, Burke Coombs. And anytime you flirt with that sideline, bad things will happen as the elite go quick. Hodson, he stepped up in the 13 in the absence of Roland Suniula tonight. And we look at rugby and its progression in dealing with concussions. I've got to commend Austin Elite, a massive game for them. They stepped in and said, you're going to take a week off. He took a knock to the head last week. He said he was fine, wanted to play. Players always want to play, but they stepped in and ruled him out. The right thing for the player, even if it does somewhat affect the team.
Absolutely right. And as big a match as this is and what it means to Roland, obviously his brothers Andrew and Shalom playing, he wanted to be here, but even he admitted to me, I was able to speak with him earlier. He said safety is first and foremost. Players want to be out there. He would be out there if he could, but they're holding him back, and that is absolutely the right decision. So hats off to the medical staff at Austin Elite. And what a match we have. This one has picked up the pace, increasing exponentially since that Seattle try.
And their line-out seems to have found its form as well. Russellika, he goes forward. Now they come wide. Triwilla. Up to the 40-metre line as Tiberio comes to his left, hold under pressure, does well, gets the ball away to Hayden, back on his inside shoulder. Now Turner. No surprise that the tempo has picked up with an increase of touches for Turner. Now Tiberio to his right, Holder. Plays out the back, Suniula quickly, Russellika. He gets through the first line, Russellika now streaking down the field. Oh, the flick back on the inside from Russellika. It is absolutely beautiful stuff. And now a question on the grounding. Zinzan Ilan Patik, has he come up with the try saver? It looks like it. Shermer looks disappointed in himself.
He is indeed. What an opportunity miss that was, but credit Zinzan Ilan Patik, a phenomenal job. Look at the offload from Willie Russellika, the Fijian international. Whoop. Nobody saw that coming, but Patik, Zinzan Ilan Patik coming from behind the South African, a try-saving play.
Lost forward.
You don't even need the replay. You can see by Shermer's reaction. Let me tell you, great fullbacks like Patik, they can score tries. We've talked about that. But the ability to save tries in those situations, it's worth its weight in gold. It's worth 2 tries.
And how big has he been to this elite side since coming back from injury? It has been a huge difference having Ilan Patik on the pitch as opposed to when he was on the bench and just watching from the sidelines.
There was some question marks with Ned Hodson's form against Nola Goals. He scores 2 tries. He gets pushed out of fullback back to the bench to make room for Puttock. He comes back from injury. Any doubters are disproved now. They've changed sides. They're on the bench. They're on Team Puttock 100%, and he has just continued to improve week in, week out. As probably, along with Matt Turner for the Seawolves, the form fullbacks in this competition.
Without a doubt.
And now it'll be Marcus Walsh on their own 5-metre line here, the elite. Walsh with the put in. Again, well, the seesaw of this scrum has been interesting, Kit. It was Austin who had dominant scrum in the first half. Now the Seawolves seem to be finding their form in the scrum.
And you can say that for this match. Austin was dominant in the first half. The second half, thus far, it's belonging to Seattle.
Well, the try just went begging for them. I wonder if that will come back to haunt them later in this game. As Walsh goes to the air, off the box kick. Oh, Mitchell through, spills it forward though, Mitchell.
Time is off.
A rare miscue from the vice captain, Ben Mitchell.
Time's off, guys. I have a flag in.
And now the assistant referee has spotted something. Let's listen in.
Take your boys over there for me. Just take your boys away. Let's go, watch. Josh, come.
Looked at number 10 on green.
10 green.
Penguin came in, put his head into the guy's face. Blue number 5 tapped with an open hand to the face. I would come here for a penalty against free for number 10.
So I had green 10, dangerous clean out.
Not a dangerous clean out. Just off the ball, put his head in his face.
Okay.
Aggressively.
Yep, okay.
Here, Will Holder. Probably the player you would think would have the greatest discipline for the Seawolves.
Some off the ball stuff with it.
As a high tackle, essentially.
You can see there, Holder probably not agreeing with that call.
Yes. So blue penalty. Yeah. Yes.
There's some foul play that happened in the ruck.
Dangerous contact.
And it'll be a penalty for the elite.
5 blue. Don't retaliate. Yeah, it's fine. You do not retaliate. Let us take care of it.
That one over the halfway line. Line out here for the elite.
Step off. East. You guys, get your boys in line. Talk to them.
Austin dominant in the lineouts in the first half, less so here in the second.
It'll be Brown with the throw in. Well, look at that. Was that stolen? Almost given back though.
Okay, away now.
No, the Seawolves, they've stolen one, returning the favour from the first half. Maybe it's just something about the direction they're running, Kid. I'm not too sure. Penalty, they go quick. Away goes Penny. Inside the 40 now. Holder finds Suniula. He comes wide to Turner. Now Burke Coombs. Donohoe comes across to the winger, slips off one. And now in the 22 here, Rusalika looking for his second try as he plays quickly off the back. Midfield they come, Holder, midway. Now Suniula steps, just looking for him to run into his brother at some point tonight.
Advantage for the knock.
They spill it forward. Now Puttock, he goes wide.
Advantage is over.
There's Vandenberg. This is really end-to-end stuff here. Both these sides chancing their arm here in the second half.
Stay there, please.
Fantastically entertaining match, high octane. The momentum is switched. Austin was in control early. Seattle now with the momentum, and if they're able to score, to take the lead,
Great.
it'll be difficult to see Austin, if they're able to respond or not.
Their big Jeremy Lanitz. He enters into the battle now, wearing the 19 jersey and the red scrum cap.
Okay.
He'll replace Polson.
Yeah.
Cam Polson, Canadian, very busy.
Get here.
Number 5.
Get here. On. And please.
Seawolves find Shermer at the back. Now Holder to his left. Inside for Russellika off Suniula. Another strong run there from the outside centre. Takes it up just short of the 22-metre line. There's Holder. Pass goes to ground. Oh, the flick behind the back. Turner now with a little bit of space in front of him. Turner can't get the arms free. It spills forward. Faison Donahoe, he's there to clean up for Austin. There's Walsh. Now picks up Mitchell.
Catch you come.
Stolen.
No advantage.
He will come back for the initial knock on against Seattle.
Off green.
It'll be a scrum
No
for
advantage,
Austin
please,
inside
scrum.
their 22. And really, Kit, against the conditions
14 blue.
here, it's Seattle who are camping
14
down
blue.
into Austin's half this second
He's
half.
off.
And you're exactly
Okay,
right.
mine's back on.
We assumed with the wind at Austin's back, they would take advantage, use the boot of Guillamon, but it's been Seattle with the ball in Austin's end.
Austin making some more changes as Faison Donahoe, he comes to the bench. Looking for some fresh legs out there.
This is a different Seawolves side that we've seen here in the second half. Give them a lot of credit. They made the necessary changes at the break.
Early, far side. Early. You just slipped in.
And it's a free kick to Austin.
Early.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Marcus here.
Guillamon just
Number 10.
rips this one down the field with a good kick chase.
Marcus here. Thank you.
And he does just that using the wind. Burke Combs fields it on his 22. Whips that one midfield. Back to Tiberio. And he's used to attacking from the back. Tiberio plays a lot of fullback. Michelle. He goes forward. And now Seattle move the ball to the right-hand side of the field.
Roll out.
Russellika. Lainitz gets his first touch. It's a good one for big Jeremy Lainitz. Tiberio. Now to Holder. Holder. Now he runs and slices through. Deschelle on his inside. Lofts the pass wide to Burke Coombs, who keeps it in field well. As it bounces around. Finally retrieved there from Penny.
Advantage side.
And turned over by the elite and Walsh. Pinpoint kick from Walsh. Too much. Out in the full. The breeze has sent it drifting, but will come back all the way down inside the 40 here of Austin. It looks like they'll get a penalty.
Side entry.
And there it is, Kit's side entry against Treewheeler.
Back you go, man.
Austin dodges one there. Now the moment of the match, just 20 minutes remaining. See who has most left in the tank the remainder of this match.
Guillamon finds a line inside the Seawolves half. Big throw coming up here for Brown.
Get your boys in line for me.
Really, it's been all the Seawolves for the opening 20 minutes of this second half, Kit.
They've been dominant here in the second half, much as Austin was early in the first. The tables have turned completely. Just 3 points separating Austin and Seattle.
Mitchell doesn't field that one as it goes over, and a couple of cracks starting to appear in the line out here at the elite.
Yeah. Plus 4.
The Seawolves don't seem to be
Marcus
too
here,
affected by the conditions.
End of the season, they played matches. We mentioned they've been to New Orleans, they've been to Houston, 2 places where it is hot and humid, able to get victories in both. The sun is set, temperature has cooled down a bit, and there's a nice breeze.
Well, for the narrative of the season, the excitement running in, a Seattle win here really opens things up at 3 and 4. San Diego and New Orleans, all of a sudden new life is breathed into their season. They play tomorrow down in New Orleans. The importance of that game, well, it just increases exponentially. And the Seawolves, the scrum, drives forward, and there's the penalty.
Come on down.
Losing the bind against Austin.
Come on down and play the ball. 7 rather, 7 blue.
It's Holder. Into the teeth of this wind, will not pick up a lot. He's got a big right foot though, does young Will Holder.
I talked to you in the first half about staying back. You can't come up and interfere with the ball.
And that one right on the 22.
You can't do that, mate. You must stay bound, up here. Blue, take the line, please.
Line, boys.
Austin making a change, bringing on Michael Reed. Reed, Durban native. High school All-American
Make sure
in
we've got a
Virginia.
2-2, and you go.
He will plug into scrum half, taking Walsh's spot.
You've stepped into.
There you see, free kick again going against Seattle, stepping into the tunnel. Referee's very big on having a clear tunnel between both sides, so it's an even contest. The advantage to the throwing side, obviously they know the call and where it's going. There's Gearman again with the free kick, drives it into the 22. Bert Combs, not known for his big kicking, will dish it off to Tiberio, who clears beautifully up to the halfway line.
Are we ready for water?
And we will take a short break as both these sides keep getting primed. 18 minutes left to play here. It's 16-13, 3 points in it. Austin, Seawolves. We continue right after this.
Can we stop the game clock? Oh, yeah, there it goes.
And we'll have a water break. Make sure to go get a tasty beverage before last
Okay.
call. Got about 15 minutes left.
20:09 in.
Okay. I'm a minute. I've got a minute now.
All around.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time to remind you to vote. Get a identification of everything, man. You're on the match. Stay in the zone, man.
Yeah.
Just be mild.
Sure.
Because they have a lead and small.
Yes.
But they're the ones in the back foot, right?
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Keep it up out.
Restarts here. Blue.
So many good players all over the field today. We've got a try
Okay.
saving
Are we good to go?
tackle, 1 or 2 by
Right.
once again.
Yep.
Hard runs by Stein Taylor.
And welcome back to the Round Rock Sports Complex. It's a tight one here in Austin, Texas. Just 3 points separate Seattle and Austin. The story of the second half, though, Kit, has been the resurgence of the Seawolves, showing why they sit on top of the ladder.
A completely different side from Seattle than we saw in the first half. Austin dominated the visitors. In the second half, Seattle has come out on the front foot. They have the lone try of the second half. They're the side with more possession, and they certainly look the better of the two.
Just hold the ball. Here's your mark.
Still plenty of time left on the clock here. The story coming in for the elite was a bonus point victory. Practically sews up a semi-final spot for them. It looked good at one point in the first half. They've lost their way. They'll look for a steadying hand to finish this game. Vandenberg. And spilt forward by Hodgson. No, the offload from Hodgson, but the steal is good from the Seawolves. As the elite were isolated as they go through. Now Hayden up towards the halfway line. Tiberio finds Metcha to his right. Metcha goes short. Tree Wheeler can't get through the Austin defense. Now Tiberio again to his right. Finds his fly half in Holder. Turner. Great second half for the fullback for Seattle. Lanett's bumping run as he heads up towards the 40-meter line. Ball goes to ground. There's an Austin player getting some attention. They're going to be down to 14. Deshelle, don't be fooled by his size. He's got some speed. Deshelle for the corner. And he's dragged down. Puttick again with a try saver. They come back to the middle. They must score. They've got numbers. They're over. The ball's down. There's the try. And for the first time in this match, Seattle, they take the lead.
What a job by the Seawolves, and give Eric Deshelle a ton of credit. The beast shows off his wheels, has size and speed, but it's Crumry to dot it down. The former Oregon Duck and the California native gives the Seawolves their first lead of the match.
Well, they had big numbers to the right, kid. He had to score there. It was crucial. He decided to go himself. He backed himself, Crumry. You never doubt a player who's going to back themselves, especially when they get the result, as Crumry has done in that situation. 5 big points and the lead, 18-16. Big kick coming up here to push them beyond that penalty for Will Holder. And there is Aussie for now. Attention shifts back now to that young man in the 10 jersey, Will Holder, to stretch them out to a 4-point lead.
That looks pretty good to me, boys.
Well, get the apple, call William Tell. He's on the bench. Holder, he strikes true. 20 points to 16, and the Seawolves, they're in front.
Completely different side. Said it before, but the changes made it halftime. There's a reason that they are the top team in the league standings.
Okay.
A few miscues, ball handling errors, obviously missing the absence of their scrum half Phil Mack, their hooker Ray Barkwell, but they have made the necessary changes here in the second and rightfully have taken the lead.
Just 2 seconds, mate. You've got your mate coming off. Your mate's leaving the field. He's in a bad way.
How does Austin respond? They have to find the form that they had early.
Okay. Let's carry on.
Well, the depth really tests now as Fanal leaves the field. Ryan already injured. As the elite, they secure the kickoff. And now they begin to run through Mitchell first. They have numbers stacked out here to the right. Reed goes back to the left, picks up Shade. And that pass goes over the top, over the sideline. And just like the first half where Seattle seemed to struggle with continuity, now the elite having those same struggles.
A massive crunching tackle there. Yeah, Deshelle, the beast, shows it off defensively. We saw what he can do on the offensive end. And Seattle, their bench on their feet, really starting to feel it are the Seawolves.
Now, it's the Seawolves. They will run it out from their own end.
It's fine, he's good there.
They come out, Suniula. Rusalika, numbers here, they have a 3-on-2. Brought down now out there is Burke Coombs, who is given the scrum cap the flick. Almost got me there. Sequoia making changes during the game, very sneaky. And now Seattle bumping their way forward. That's with Sampson. Tiberio, a sniping run from the scrum half, takes him up to the halfway line. And they continue to push forward here.
Off feet now, let the ball come. No.
Unplayable, we'll pack the scrum down. So in that situation, Kit, when there's so many bodies on the ground, there's no individual to really penalise. Safety first, they'll pull them up and pack a scrum. Advantage to the team in possession.
2 green, you're being sub, mate. And good day.
Tree Wheeler coming off will be replaced by Louis Henson.
And Victor Compto as well.
7.
He punches his ticket for the evening.
Good to carry on? Yep. Okay.
It's been a physical, fast, entertaining match.
I'll talk to you later. We're good here?
14 minutes left on the clock. 4-point ball game here, Seattle. The first time they've had the lead in this game. Can they hold on to it?
Crouch!
Good crowd. It's turned up tonight in Round Rock for this game. You know it's a good crowd when you turn up, you can't find a park, kid. First time I've been here at the park out in the boonies.
Straight in.
Free kick, Vandenberg, he taps. Goes, bounces off the first. Vandenberg right on the halfway line, midfield here.
Stay there, thank you.
Reed finds shade. They don't pick up any yards though. They continue to push to the right. Gearman comes down the blind side with Zarnecki. Now Naruma, his first touch, solid impact.
Thanks for play on, Josh.
Gearman, flat.
That's late. 4 late. 4 greens late.
Now Paddock dribbles this one through to the sideline. It's a good result. He was on the chase. 15 versus 15. We'll come back for the penalty though.
Tackle.
Looks like it's against Crumry. Perhaps playing a player off the ball.
4 green. Late tackle, you followed through, you could have pulled out.
It will indeed be on Crumry. You heard
Late
it there
tackle
from
on
Scott
Blue
Green.
team.
Late tackle.
And now Gearman with the wind at his back, down by 4, plenty of time. I think I just heard Andrew Suniula say, I want the 3. And they will do that. There you can see in the back on Gearman. Referee Green deemed him capable of pulling out Kit. He continued with the tackle, and he'll be penalised.
Guillemot's 3 for 3 in penalties. Last week, he was perfect 4 for 4, along with 2 conversions in the win over Utah.
All good there, gentlemen? Yeah? All good?
Big kick, just inside the 40, to the right of the post. To make it a 1-point game here. Silence falls over Round Rock as Gearman approaches. And the crowd, they'll tell the story. It's 3 points, 20 points to 19. What a finish we have coming up here in Round Rock, Texas. Seawolves and the elite from Austin.
And what a match this has been. Austin coming out, taking the lead 13-0 early in the first half. They led 16-8 at the break. And Seattle took the lead. They were on top. 20-16, Austin has cut it to 1.
Zarnecki
Pass back.
after the elite field the kickoff. Now with Naruma. He's just outside his own 22. Reed back to
Carry
Gearman.
back.
Plays the territory. I like this call. Need the chase though on Turner. Turner comes down. Watch the footwork. Suniula. Shermar had numbers. Well defended from Zarnecki though to get in the channel. Again, does well there, the winger, to come up. Shut down the options for Tiberio.
Yeah.
And now they have the advantage. And Jeremy Lanitz, well, he thought he had potentially the try of his career. Unmarked 30 metres.
Got forward, your turnover was good.
Nothing more depressing than open spaces and you hear that shrill of a referee's whistle.
Here's our mark. At the last scrum, you engaged too early. Yeah, you come closer, make sure you're balanced. You stay here for me. Just watch this side.
Lemon.
Okay, boys, in we go. 8.
Big scrum coming up here for the elite. Seawolves have dominated this set piece in the second half. As we enter the final 10 minutes here.
2, 3.
Collapses. And you can hear the Seawolves bench pleading with Scott Green for the penalty. He'll reset the scrum.
Got anything for me, Butch? Mark is here.
Austin
Here we come.
really needs to win this scrum.
You must stay straight for me. You must stay straight. Here we go. Here's our mark. And we come.
Telling Lerome White to stay straight there at prop.
Well, Kit, I've just been told that Glendale in control up in Colorado as well. So Seattle, this really becomes important for them to stay in touch on top of the ladder. The last thing anyone wants to do is to slip back into a position where they have to face Glendale at home on June 30th.
Glendale has a game in hand. Pedri Vandenberg lost it.
Yep. I have advantage for the North. Let him go. Back.
Slow ball here for the Seawolves. Zay punish their way into the 40-meter line. Lanitz now.
Last feet. Use the ball,
Suniula
please.
off to the right. In the pocket. Oh, it opens up. They shot up too fast on the outside. And Suniula, he punishes them immediately. Now turns it back to Turner. They could really put the hurt on Austin here if they can get over as Sampson. He peels off a run himself. Ball comes down. With Van Haan, kick across field. Under pressure, Hodson does well. But they are just meters from their line here, Austin. Reed steps in, Gearman on his own dead ball line. Well, no real pressure comes from Seattle. They allow the fly half to clear this ball outside the 22. It'll be a line out for the Seawolves.
You said it, surprising that they're not pressuring Gearman that time on the dead ball line. Had plenty of time to put boot to ball.
Time is off. Have an injury.
Another Austin player down on the pitch.
No, I think he got knocked pretty badly in that one. I'll give you the same.
I believe it's Vandenberg.
Louis Henson there, looking to make an impact off the bench.
What a second half from that man, the captain, the number 12, Shalom Suniula. Talk about the rivalry, not just both wearing number 12, Andrew and Shalom, both the captains for tonight's match as well.
Vandenberg continues to get some attention.
Give 30 seconds and time's back on.
A few running repairs there for the number 8.
37 years young, the big man from South Africa. What a job he's done as a player coach, what he's been able to bring to this Austin side. The experience, the veteran leadership, certainly a fan favorite.
He reminds me of Al Bundy's car. Remember Al Bundy's car when it clocked over to 1,000,000 miles and he missed it? It's like Vandenberg, a lot of miles, but just so reliable.
Who are you?
Who do we need to call to get Al Bundy out to a game? He would love this.
He would indeed.
Okay, we're good to go.
Now the Seawolves up by 1.
Past the 15, play
Over the back. Naruma does well to field it. As Shade looks to get away from the defense there of the Seawolves. They're outside their 22.
Carried back.
Gearman, long floating pass, goes wide. Taylor. Limited opportunities tonight for the left winger. They come back. Gearman. He's had enough of rugby down this end of the field. He drives that a good 55 meters. Now Turner on the counter-attack. Jinks his way upfield, Turner. He's brought down just shy of the halfway line. Seawolves looking to close this one out with another try as they go into the elite half. Tiberio at the back. Lanitz. He's had a good impact since coming on the field, Jeremy Lanitz. They come wide. Turner again with another touch. Duchel on the outside. He sizes up Vandenberg and likes his opportunity. Vandenberg comes at him and brings him down eventually. 10 out from the line. There's a Seawolves. Oh, Shermer pops up. And we'll come back for the knock on. There was a big delay on the whistle there. I'm not sure what happened. The Seawolves, they almost snuck one through.
It did indeed. Everyone holding their breath on the Austin side. What a run from Duchel. He has been outstanding as the flanker for the Seawolves tonight.
Clear knock on, boys. Here we are. Yeah.
Big scrum here for Austin. Time of the essence.
Big call, big call.
Crouch.
At halftime, Kit
Fine.
would not have pictured Austin being in this situation. Desperation starting to set in.
Watch that side, Butchie.
The bonus point for the 4 tries appears to be out of reach. The victory becomes most important now for them. As Suniula runs into his brother. I think that's the first time I've seen contact between the two brothers. And there was no love lost. Payback for Andrew, stealing his Pop-Tart back when he was 12.
And give credit where credit is due. Seattle has been outstanding here in the second half. They've cleaned up the ball handling errors, the miscues, everything going their way. Very impressive performance from the Seawolves.
Okay.
And an update from Colorado as the Sabercats are clawing back. It's 37-24 in favor of the Raptors. Just a 13-point game there. And of course, those Sabercats with players like Vithi and Kalenisau, 13 points, not a lot when those two are on the back line.
Blood, let's go. No, he's going to need more time. Come on.
Stopped.
Okay, let's go. Yep.
Blood there on the face, attended to, and ready to get back to the action. Crumrye good as new.
Just stick some bandages up your nose, it'll be fine.
Little super glue these days.
Yeah, it's changed the game. No more stitches. Of course, the famous scenes of a game in the early 2000s, they had the staple gun that broke on the wound. It was just dangling from the player's face. Luckily, those days are gone as well. As Sampson comes out. Burke Coombs, one-on-one with Zarnecki. And Zarnecki been pretty impressed with the number 23 for Austin since he's come on the field, especially with his defensive work.
Zarnecki, the former Davenport man.
Then again by Blue.
Michigan native has been very impressive.
There you hear big scrum. The players know the importance. The fans here, edge of their seat staff.
You can feel the tension.
Crouch.
Austin has to win it, and they have to move forward quickly.
6.
Reed with the put in.
What do we put there?
He comes away to his left. Gearman now floats that pass out. Down with Taylor. Taylor, one-on-one with the missile. The former Denver Barbarian, he's on the field.
Yeah, step back, mate.
Spill forward, turnover. First with Hayden. No advantage coming their way with another knock-on against the Seawolves. It'll be a scrum here for Seattle, and you can see the calming influence there. Peter Tiberio just wanting to slow this down as he looks up at the scoreboard as we enter the final 3 minutes of play.
Tiberio wisely slowing things down. Ross Deacon down on the pitch, being attended to.
I have 3. Greg, can you confirm?
What a match he's had in favor, I should say, in place of Hanko Hermashais, who's with the USA Eagles.
Let's continue.
Deacon's done a very good job in his stead.
This would be yet another road win for the Seawolves.
Okay, off we go, boys.
Question marks over their depth. Answered tonight.
I need you to get your bind off his shoulder and onto his body for me. Yep.
My bind back.
Yeah, on his back, off his shoulder.
There's Lerone White. He joins the fray, number 17 for the Seawolves.
Go into our gaps, off the head, both you. Into your gaps. Here. Crouch! Bind!
Austin need a turnover here. Seattle, they can wind the clock down, maintain possession, winning the scrum, the first step.
Ball's out.
Deschel, great pickup from the bootlaces there for the big man. Now, Suniula, Rasalika, Turner. No thoughts of closing this one out. They're going to attack here, the Seawolves. Now, Lanitz. He goes inside the 22. Oh, there's the turnover that Austin were looking for. The handling error. The grandstand finish is set here. The elite all in front of them, 90 metres away from the try line. They'll have this scrum. This is what you play for, though, Kit. These are the big moments that you train for.
It is indeed. This is what you work for. The time in the weight room, the sprints, fans on their feet,
on that last scrum you came across.
anticipating a photo finish.
You stay straight, and I'll watch him. Yes.
Biggest scrum of the match coming up right here for the elite.
Crouch!
There's the crowd. Early push. It'll be a free kick. Vandenberg taps. And we'll come back. Not on the mark.
It's not over there. The mark's at the scrum.
I'm not sure if they'll have the luxury of kicking this ball away here, Kit. They're going to have to tap and go. Gearman, midfield bomb, looking for the error here. Tobirio, he's underneath it. He jinks back one way and finds that man White. White gets away from one, being brought down on the 40-metre line here. The Seawolves, they'll be asking the question of referee Green, how long to go here shortly. Lanitz and then another great touch. And a small handling error.
Full time.
And that is the full-time whistle, though. Too little, too late. The Seawolves,
No, we told you that's possible.
they claim victory on the road yet again.
Good luck, mate.
And it is bad luck, in the words of Scott Green, for the Austin elite. But the Seawolves, the Seawall, it holds true yet again.
What an incredible match. Austin on top, 16-8 at the break. But the second half was all Seattle able to come up with the victory.
Oh, what was the finals? There you go.
And it is heartbreak for the elite.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
Semi-final place on the line for them. They couldn't get it done here. Their perfect record at home also blemished. And a tough finish
Yeah, like well played there, mate. Good stuff.
for them, but congratulations. Seattle, they get the win by 1 point, 20-19. We're going to take a short break. When we return, we'll go down on the field with Kit McConaughey and our player of the match.
Good. Thanks, mate. Yeah, tougher than you. Thank you. Yeah. A little bit scrappy near the end there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Great game. My name's Sean Cox. I have some wonderful to announce for you for the games. Hopefully, I'll be on the field next year, but if not, I will be in the booth. See you all soon.
Tonight's match was brought to you by BECU, proud to support the inaugural season of the Seattle Seawolves. BECU, you own it. The Seattle Seawolves. Interested in 2019 season tickets? Get on the wait list now. Visit seattleseawolves.com for more information. Together, we hunt. And Ivor's Restaurant. Keeping clams since 1938 and a proud partner of the Seawolves. Well, what a match it was. It was the Seawolves who got away with the victory by 1 point. We're going to go down with Kip McConaughey and our player of the match, Captain Shalom Suniula.
Down on the pitch with our man of the match, the captain, center for the Seawolves, Shalom Suniula. You've got to be very pleased. Your team still unbeaten on the road this season. A huge win here in Austin tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Back-to-back road trips to Texas is never easy. So it was a pretty gutsy win out there. The boys had to go the full 80 to make sure we pulled that one out of the bag. But other than that, it's just good to get on the road and get that W. Then I guess back to the drawing board for next week.
What was the difference? Obviously, you were down at half. You came out a different side in the second 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think we didn't have too much of the ball, so the message at halftime was just look to relax a little bit and not be too anxious and let the ball do the work. And so in the second half, we let that happen a little bit more, and we're just lucky we'd come away with a result to an Austin outfit who played really well.
Well, obviously, your brother was part of that Austin outfit. Bragging rights in the Suniula household, no doubt, with a victory tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I think my dinner plate might be a little bit bigger than his this time around. So, I mean, I'm happy to have one over him, and we'll see how long this one lasts.
Our man of the match, Shalom Suniula, thanks so much for your time. Austin falling to Seattle 20-19 this evening in Round Rock. Back to you, Dan.
Thank you, Kid, and congratulations to Shalom and the Seawolves on their victory. Keeps them atop of the table. As we take a look at our try of the match, no surprise, it goes to the flying winger, Sequoia Burke-Coombs, with this absolute classic in the corner. Great winger's try, getting low with the dive. And that was the one that put the Seawolves out in front, unassailable at the end as they held on. And that wrapped things up here from Round Rock. For Kip McConaughey and our entire team at Major League Rugby, I'm Dan Power saying good night until next time.